It's a much smaller audience for the buskers of Paris this year. Growing concern about a second wave of infections, plus travel restrictions, means a city that welcomed 38 million visitors last year is making do with a fraction of that. This is one of the best vistas in Paris with the view of the Eiffel Tower behind me. Normally it's a great place to come and get a good photograph or a selfie, and often at this time of year it's just humming with people. But this year is very different. It may be high season, but the numbers here in Paris are low. The Eiffel Tower alone usually receives about 7 million tourists a year. Occupancy rates at Parisian hotels were at 30% during the first 2 weeks of July. Figures reflected in other areas of business. Paul Barron is a New Zealander. He's been here 20 years. He runs a cafe and cycling business called Le Peloton, usually packed with visitors wanting a decent flat white and 2 wheels to ride.
There's a grieving process of about a month during confinement of, oh God, what's happening? And then we realized that we had to figure something out because we were basically losing our income overnight. We had to tell 16 guides that they no longer had a job for the summer.
His cycle hire business has died, and the cafe is making 30% of its usual takings. Countries that depend on tourism have tried to salvage something of the summer trade. Spain is shocked by the restrictions the British government has imposed. A 2-week quarantine for tourists returning to the UK. The Holiday Inn in Sarajevo, which became famous during the Balkans wars in the 1990s, has withstood mortar attacks and snipers. It may not survive the effects of COVID-19.
Guests are coming in for a tea, coffee or juice, but we cannot live from that. It is insufficient to cover even the bills, let alone anything else. Given the current situation, part of the staff was no longer useful.
According to the UN, COVID-19 led to a 98% fall in international tourism in May compared to the same month last year. Other data shows that in June, hotel occupancy in Europe was down by 72%. The pandemic has caused financial losses to the global tourism industry of $320 billion so far this year. The lack of tourists is creating severe financial hardship across Europe. The only silver lining is that a city like Paris is, for once in August, being reclaimed by Parisians. Francis Collins, TRT World, Paris.